Okay, welcome to part two of our course, module for week one. And so the reason why, just to let you know, I do the lecture, the video, and the audio part of the lecture is because I would like you to feel like, you're in a normal class, and also to be able to see who you're actually interacting with. So at any point in time, you do not want to see nor view these videos as they are shot from my home office. You can easily just access the downloadable version of it. I do upload these in our resources Padlet link, so you can just go there and upload it. But the lecture part do provide additional resources and also information and just shared experiences as if it was a normal classroom, but it would be split up in between times, obviously. Okay, so for this part, I wanted to make sure that you had the course basics and overview of the objectives within Unit 1. So here's a breakdown, and I'll make sure to have one of these in every so a bit of a typo. Not in just Unit 1, but in our actual course. But anywho, I'll make sure to have one of these for each of the modules for you. So the course objectives, there are plenty. They include breaking down the history of grading in the U.S. to date, the rationalization of grading and practices within the United States, diverse methods of assessing skills and recording grading at the elementary and secondary levels, current grading policies and procedures within CCSD. So we will actually look at the policies and procedures within CCSD. Let me just tell you, they're very hard to find. I found what they give to parents and also what they communicate to students, and I was like, man, they do not make this easy. So we'll talk about those and look at some of those documents. We will also look at the difference between formative, summative, and task-oriented grading practices, or what some people may call progress monitoring. We will look at methods for differentiating grading practices, grading and practices for struggling learners in elementary and secondary settings, grading models within the U.S. and comparative countries, and also effective communication methods to families and students regarding grading policies and policy and procedures. So that's how we'll end the course. We'll start off with a brief history of the United States education system, which you will be surprised has a profound effect on everything that we do for our grading and assessment, because the purpose behind education is integrated into our system of assessments. And then we will progress and look at different ways of grading, and we'll end with how do we communicate all this information to our parents in a more effective way, because I often feel that although we think we know what's going on, sometimes parents or students do not. And learning how to build in these constant reminders is something that will help them meet the goals that are set, as well as standards. So for the student learning outcomes, after completing this course, you should be able to apply the following skills: communicate rationale for assignments and grades at the elementary, middle, and high school level in a clear and concise manner. Use discussions about grading history of the U.S. and grading policies across the U.S. to develop better methods of assessing, reflecting all students' knowledge on report cards and progress reports, meaning that by the end of this, we should be able to find systems that meet our students. And I do believe that you are experts within your own right, within the course settings class settings that you teach in. So I'll be looking for your feedback, your discussions, your interaction within the course amongst your peers in order to build those resources. Also, you should be able to evaluate and explore current standardized grading requirements within a district and current school settings. You should be able to analyze the purpose behind differentiated grading practices. You will also be able to differentiate between formative, summative, and task learning processes in a classroom in order to better reflect learned skills in academic reports. You should also be able to reflect on current practices used to implement the required grading policy, identify gaps in current class level grading policies that do not support school level grading requirements, and then evaluate suggested grading and assessment practices for elementary and secondary settings. Last but not least, you should be able to identify current challenges with grading practices that do not support diverse learners, create a plan to improve areas of grading procedures that do not align with diverse learning settings, and then develop an alignment grading chart to establish a better connection between the classroom assignments, assessments, grading policy, and academic reporting. So, that was a lot. But at the end, so each of the large projects and also the activities that build up to it will produce these last three areas of learning outcomes that I hope that we can achieve. Let's see, final thoughts. The goal is with this course is to improve your ability of differentiating grading and methods of assessing diverse learners. Diverse learners require a variety of methods of assessing learning. So hopefully by the end of this, you will be able to do that. And finally, I will be using throughout let me just grab the book. Throughout this course, so there's only one required textbook, which is the book that we used in previous courses within this certificate program, but I'll also be using this, and I will upload the actual pages that will be used so that you can have them as a resource. There is a limit to how many pages that you can scan in, but I'll scan in up to that limit, so I'm not breaking plagiarism or anything like that policies. But this will be used if you want to get it for your own library collection. If you have any questions about the objectives and the student outcomes for the course, please feel free to email me or directly post a question within our first discussion, our class discussion. Have a great day.